have a couple of opening comments on the game, and then we'll take your questions.
I'd like to open by thanking the Dog Nation for turning out and bringing such a large contingency of fans in Nashville. You know, we spent some time up here in Nashville in the off season. We came and spoke to a large group of alumni, and we challenged them to come out and help us in this game, and I think they did, and I also think our fans traveled, which speaks volumes. You know, when you come into a stadium in the SEC and you've got so many Dog fans, it helps your team relax and play a little better. So I want to thank them first and for the energy they brought. Then, you know, the game ball goes to our offensive line. They played physical, they played tough. You know, they overpowered what I think is a good defensive front. Vanderbilt may not be as good as they were last year defensively, but they still got some good players on defense. And our backs and our O-line just kind of single-handedly took over the game and made it relatively easy for the offensive coordinator to call it. I mean, when you can run the ball like that, it makes things much easier. Did not play as well defensively as we need to. Don't think we got better this week, and just thought we didn't execute first or second half to the level of what our standard is. This Fox 5 mic is dropping on me. Somebody come get it.
You know what? I'm just going to get this. Sorry about that.
It's fine. Figured y'all were still over to Harrison. I'll open it up.
You mentioned the offensive line. Just you could ask about them a lot. How much have they just grown over this past year? I mean, obviously today they were leaning on guys and opening up a lot of holes.
I think they've gotten better. You know, I think you guys have done a good job motivating them, and they keep getting better. And look, guys, we're gonna play better teams than that, and that's what concerns me. That's why I feel like we got to develop the ability to throw the ball to beat the people we got to beat. And some games you don't get an opportunity to do that. Then it's hard as a coach to make decisions whether you want to keep doing that because you respect the people on the other side of the sideline, and that makes it tough.
What do they need to get better at?
Who?
The offensive line.
We got to be better at pass pro. We tried to pass one time and nobody blocked the 3 technique and they got a sack. You know, we're going to have to throw the game. We're going to have to throw the ball to win games. And that's going to be the biggest thing is being able to improve pass protection, being able to run the ball outside. We tried to run the ball outside a couple times a day and struggled to do it. I mean, by no means have anybody arrived now. They got the game ball, but that's gone on Monday. They got to get back to work.
No, you don't like talking about the pass too much, but considering last year's game and the struggle running the ball, then how hard did you guys challenge them this week to be able to have that element to the game? I
think that was their motivation. I don't think that game last year drove really anybody else to play a certain way, but I thought the offensive line, you know, we challenged them on Monday that I think last year they had 76 yards rushing. I think that was it. I don't know. But, you know, that's embarrassing, and they don't like that. And you get some fire under Isaiah and those guys, and they tend to play well. And I thought the backs, you know, did the same thing, and we mixed it up enough, run, pass, and a couple fastball plays that we threw it on. It was a good combination.
What kind of tone does that first drive set? I think Nick Chubb used the term try to break them.
Yeah, I think that's the mentality of this team. It's really not a scoreboard deal. It's like we really just want to see if we can make the other team quit. And if you can try your best to make them quit, and you start seeing the falling in of the defensive line, the pushing, the movement, you know that you got them where you want them, and that's kind of what our guys look to enjoy that moment. That's when you know you've won your box.
Kirby, what did you tell Jawan, or did Coach Human tell him about his expanded role, 36 hours before the game?
Next man up. I mean, Jawan practices every day. He takes every rep with the twos. I mean, the reason you practice is to play, so he was excited to get in. I mean, we didn't have a hoorah speech or anything. We just said, hey, you're going to go play and get ready to play, and we want to do it by committee. So I thought Monty Rice played well, and then Tay got in there and played some.
How about for Nick to be only the 8th guy to reach 4,000 for a career?
It's pretty special now. When you talk about the company he's keeping, somebody said he's second career TDs now to, I guess, Herschel, and I guess second in career rushing attempts as well. So it says a lot about his personality and his determination to bounce back from the injury he had and still set some of those milestones. But I think Nick will be the first to tell you that he gives credit to that offensive line for what they did today.
Kirby, can you talk about the touchdown strike that Jake threw on the play option there early, and then just his continued growth? It seems like he's getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah, I think he's grown as a player. He's functioning in the offense really well. He likes the up-tempo stuff. I thought the touchdown pass was really good. I thought it came at a great time. I thought it was a great call by Jim because he had him off balance. You know, we'd been going fast, run, and then he hit him, and it was actually not even designed to go to Terry. It was supposed to go to Miko, and he fell down. So Terry beat his guy, and Jake made a good throw. I think Jake continues to get better, and that's important for our team. I do feel like we have two quarterbacks that can play winning football.
Kirby, you had so many night games this year that, except for last week and then this week. Was there a concern about the early morning start? Because, I mean, you guys looked like you came out pretty quick.
Yeah, I was very concerned about it. Anytime you change schedules, as a coach, I love a routine, and it scared me to death having one this early. We got our players up Thursday and made sure they were up early, whether they had class or not. We got them up early Friday, and we tried to get a routine of getting up early. I thought it helped. I thought our strength staff did an incredible job. They were down there bear hugging every player this morning, whether they wanted it or not. I mean, I certainly didn't want a hug from them, but they gave me one too. So it made everybody wake up and kind of get going and get your juices flowing to get ready to go play the game. But the biggest thing that helped was that crowd, because we knew coming in it might be quiet early, people roll in late to the game, but to have more red in the stand than anything, I thought that was the most encouraging thing for our players.
Kirby, did you come into the game anticipating that Jacob wouldn't come in until late, or was that just sort of a feel thing?
It's a feel thing.
Coach, I think the offseason we asked you how you only had one football. How would all these guys get touches? And you had 4 of your 5 running backs with touchdowns today. Is this kind of the prime example of how everybody can share the load and get their thing? Yeah,
I think it makes it a lot easier when you're running for 3 and 4 a clip. You know, when you start running like that, you can just roll those guys, keep them fresh, and that's demoralizing for a linebacker and secondary group. You know, I've coached a defense before that it was just like, it's another back. He's fresh, and I'm tackling. You know, I'm doing it over and over, and they got a new guy in there. And I thought Holyfield came in with a great juice and ran the ball hard and gave good energy. Swift and Harry and continued to do that.
To that point, you had, I think you had 22 rushes of 7 yards or more, and they had 22 rushes, something like that. Would you take that constantly? Sure.
Yeah. That's one of those obvious questions. Absolutely, we'd take it. I didn't know that stat. I guess that's what you were throwing out there. That's good to know. And we talk about explosive runs a lot and try to get as many 12-yard runs as we can.
Any reason that the Lions seem to be playing its most physical at this point?
You know, I don't know that. I think there's good rhythm there. I think there's a lot of continuity. We've simplified the run game, you know, from last year. It's certainly not as many runs, a lot fewer runs with more decorations. But, you know, other than the fact some of those guys are a year older, you know, I think Isaiah Wynn's playing at a really high level. He gets a lot of movement. He's really physical. And we've got a little more size, you know, with Solomon in there.
How do you think Juwan and Monty played in increased action today?
Played okay. I mean, I'm not ready to name them permanent starters. We got some competition that's going to go on there, and I think both those kids had some anxiety. I thought Monty made some plays in the game, and he's such a good kid. I mean, he wants to play well so bad. He's playing near his hometown up here, and he and Juwan both, I was proud of the way they handled things, but we can play better.
On that same line, what did you think about the play of Michael Clark and the co-part of the Trent Thompson thing going on?
You doing Tyler Clark?
Yeah, Tyler Clark. Sorry.
I got you. Yeah, well, again, we did not play our best defensive football game. I'll reserve judgment until I watch the tape. We didn't strike up front. We didn't tackle us well. We didn't get off the field on 3rd down. But you know what? Our defense needed that because they've been told by everybody, y'all, and everybody else that they're the greatest thing ever. And Vanderbilt came out with a good quarterback, executed well, converted 3rd downs, and we didn't play to the standard that we're supposed to play to. And that's the most disappointing thing. So we can get better defensively, and we can coach off this to maybe get their attention.
What is Matrez's status?
Trez will be handled internally. All discipline will be handled internally, just like we normally do.
You referenced naming guys as permanent starters. You ready to name a quarterback as a permanent starter?
Naming guys as permanent starters. I don't think we normally do that. I mean, we got Malcolm Parrish who's going to go out and compete with Tyreek McGee. We got Jawan Taylor who's going to go out and compete with Monty Rice. I mean, you guys want to make a great story out of that. You know what the story ought to be? Georgia's O-line finishes Vanderbilt off. They ran the ball well. Can we talk about that and say, man, that's really positive? But I know that y'all need a story, right? You need a story, you need controversy, and that's not really where this team's going because the men in that locker room, the seniors on that team, they're controlling that message. And both those quarterbacks are good players, and I take blame for what happened to Jacob Eason, because I wanted the kid to come in and be able to throw the ball, and I called that play and put him in a bad situation. So that's on me. It's not on Jacob Eason.
What can you say about Lamont Gilliard and his progress from last year to this year?
Lamont's doing a good job. I mean, take over a center spot that had been manned by the same guy for like ever. I mean, Cablano had played forever here. I thought Lamont came in and did a tremendous job every game. He's played with power. He's had to play with a 0 nose on him. He's played with a shade and a 3. I mean, he's done it all and commanded it. Now, we've had some silly penalties that can cost you in a big game that we got to work on those. But I love Lamont's physicality.
Was Solomon was killing the ankle again?
I don't know. I think he just wants you guys to ask about him. I think he was tired of playing, so he comes hobbling off and says, "It's my ankle, coach." And I'm like, he's just ready to go on the plane and get a sandwich.
Lamont's really just getting started playing at center position. What are your thoughts on his potential at that spot? And he's only been on the O-line for almost no time now.
Well, I don't really know what you're asking.
I just want to, what do you think about his potential there?
I think he's got a chance to be a good player. I mean, he played guard last year. He's playing center now. I mean, we wish he played a little more power, got some more movement. You know what I mean? But he's doing a great job of. I mean, he has to make a lot of calls. I mean, he's got to say who the mic is, who this guy is, do this adjustment. You got to be smart to play center, and I think he's done a good job of handling that. But he's got good potential. I mean, I'm excited about the guy coming back next year and being a good player too. He can get better this year too.
2 more questions?
Kirby's no secret, Chubb and Michelle came back together. I mean, is this kind of what you envisioned, and how happy are you for them?
I'm happy for them because they're the leaders of the team. They're the leaders of the offense for sure. I mean, those guys give sweat and blood for this university, man. They play on special teams. They do everything right. I mean, they're at every – I mean, I just – what they've done for this university – we could never repay them for what they've done for this university, because the fact they come back and they give so much, they care about it. They did it not for themselves, they did it for everybody else on the team. And I think that's lost in college football a lot of times. You know, you don't see guys that do that. It just shows how much they care.
OU lost today, I think, at home next to Iowa State. Next week you'll play someone who's not a classic puncher mid-league. Do you think your team will notice stuff like that? I mean, how do you...
You know, we try to give a message each week and make it important. You know, this week we tried to be very consistent with our message. It's never about who we play, because when you make it about who you play, you go up and down. I respect Missouri. I know you guys don't. I respect Missouri because I remember the game from last year, okay? And I know what we went through last year to try to win the game. I know what kind of offensive output they got. I know their offensive coordinator. I know their quarterback. So our players will understand that and know that, okay? And that's not something I'm really concerned about with Oklahoma as far as that goes. Thanks, guys. Go Dogs.